Turning now to the race for the 47th District Court Judge Republican primary, we have Dee Johnson, Jomar Wilson, and Alex Yarbrough joining us. We will start with Dee Johnson. First question is, what has been the nature of your law practice over your career, and how long have you been in practice?
Well, Jill, I have practiced for 31 years across the Texas Panhandle, representing individuals and small businesses who are sued. I have tried many cases with a better than 90% success rate and no reversal at trial. I have also handled federal felony criminal appointments, and I handle state criminal appointments. I have experience with appellate law. I was a briefing attorney at the Second Court of Appeals. I spent 3 summers clerking at a firm that did criminal defense work, and I interned at the U.S. Attorney's Office in college.
Jomar Wilson, same question. What has been the nature of your law practice over your career, and how long have you been in practice?
I've been in practice 33 years. I started out in practicing civil law and personal injury law. After several years, I segued over into family and criminal law, which is what I've practiced primarily for probably the last 28 or 29 years. I'm board certified in family and criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, have been so since 1995. I'm one of only 14 lawyers in the state that has both of those certifications. I've tried well over 250 jury trials to verdict. I've handled thousands of non-jury trials in family, criminal, and civil law, and have represented over 6,500 individuals in those types of cases.
Thank you. Alex Yarbrough, what has been the nature of your law practice over your career, and how long have you been in practice?
Sure. So I've been in practice a little over 10 years. I've worked in the DA's office. I did family law for a few years, but for the vast majority of the last 10 years, I have primarily done defense work, civil defense work. So I do businesses, mom and pops, individuals, but my main practice area is defending governmental entities. So think jails, sheriff's departments, law enforcement, police officers. If there's a government associated with it, I'll probably defend it.
Thank you. Jomar Wilson, what sort of cases would you be hearing as a judge in this court? And what is your experience with that sort of case?
47th District Court is what's called a court of general jurisdiction, which means that it basically can hear most any type of case. But as a practical matter, the bulk of the caseload of the 47th District Court is family and criminal law, felony criminal law. And that would be what you would spend the majority of your time taking care of if you were judge of that court. Those are the exact type of cases that I've been handling for the last 30 plus years, and with the same prosecutors, the same other attorneys who represent people in family law cases, and the same other attorneys that represent criminal defendants in criminal cases.
Thank you. Alex Yarbrough, what sort of cases would you be hearing as a judge in this court, and what is your experience with those types of cases?
So the 47th District Court is just a court of general jurisdiction. It's going to hear family law cases, criminal cases, and civil cases. Most of the cases that I've handled on the civil side have either been in district court in Potter Randall County or in federal court in Amarillo. I've been handling these types of cases for over a decade, and I have experience handling them and ready to hit the ground running.
And finally, Dee Johnson, what sort of cases would you be hearing as a judge in this court, and what is your experience with those types of cases?
Well, the court, as has been said a couple times, handles criminal, family, and civil matters. I have extensive experience in civil trial work. I've tried many cases over the years, And I'm, in fact, a member of an invitation-only organization for trial attorneys called ABOTUS. So very, very comfortable with the civil trial work. I've also handled federal felony criminal appointments through the federal court system. And I've been taking state appointments here in Potter County. So I am familiar, and I've handled all types of cases in all of the areas. So I'm very comfortable applying the law to the facts in all of these cases.
Final question, beginning with Mr. Yarborough. What are some of the issues in the justice system that need to be addressed in the counties that this court serves?
I believe one of the issues is, of course, the backlog of cases. We live in a post-COVID world now where, it's a cliche, but justice delayed is justice denied. And whoever is the ultimate winner of this race needs to get in there and handle the backlog of cases as fast as they can. I think I'm the right person to get in there and do that. I would like to see this court meet some of the metrics that the Office of Court Administration puts out in getting cases in and getting cases heard as quickly as possible.
Thank you. Turning now to Dee Johnson. What are some of the issues in the justice system that need to be addressed in the counties this court serves?
Well, about 10% of all cases that are filed, criminal or civil, go to trial. So that means the other 90% need to be managed. The cases that are backlogged right now need to be pushed on through the system so that justice is swift and at a lower taxpayer cost, so that those people are not spending so much time in jail. We need to address the mental health issues. We have a mental health court and a veterans court, which needs to be utilized to divert people who need treatment and not incarceration out of the system as well. That will also save taxpayers some money. You need somebody who can handle a volume of cases. I handle a volume of cases on a regular basis. I manage it well. I'm handling over 200 cases right now and running for judge. So I can apply those skills to manage these cases and get them on through the system and get the result.
And finally, Jomar Wilson, could you share some of the issues you believe are pertinent to the justice system that need to be addressed in the counties that this court serves?
I think the ability for litigants to get their case resolved in front of a judge or a jury, whichever the case might be, in a timely manner is very important, as has been said already. Mental health is probably the utmost stressor on the system that slows down the criminal justice system, but there are other things too. There is a huge docket of domestic violence cases that, because of their nature, are very difficult to resolve in a manner other than trial. And we need to come up with some processes, some ideas to figure out ways to encourage those cases to resolve without the necessity of a trial and without the necessity of putting those already broken families through more grief.